And we are live. Welcome to Groove Leaders Unite. My name is Nick Lakani, and welcome to this week's session. One of the things that we're always looking at is sales and the, how to actually change the ability for us to um, supercharge our sales or increase the velocity of our sales. And that's what we're going to look at today. Now, just want a couple of reminders to you. Those of you who are in the room, put in hashtag live. One of the things that I want you to do, if you're in Facebook, and what you can do is you can actually go and uh, register with a Restream to actually go and allow your name to be used so that we know who you are. So you can see on here that chat.restream.io/FB, that's Facebook. You can actually go and allow your name to be used. That's brilliant. So just make sure that you put some information into the chat. If you're watching it live, as I said, put hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, hashtag replay. Okay, this is not rocket science, folks. Come on. Now, one of the things that I also want to do is to remind you that this is number 11 or 12 of a series of sessions that I'm running. And the idea is to give you the ability to have a more holistic approach to running your business, to creating your courses, to creating your communities, to look at the sales and marketing and the technology and the business side of things as well from a high level. Okay? And one of the other things that we do in Groove Asia as a community is to make sure that you've got access to other training and other events going on which dig in even deeper. And that's what I'm going to do in 2024 with 5-day challenges starting Monday, the 22nd of January. And I'll share the link with the for the events page on there that you can actually take a look. It'll be on later on in the week. And and this is the key, is that the idea here is that we've got high level activities or high level thoughts right now. I want to get into your mindset. Then we want to look at the technology. That way you'll understand more about not only what we're doing but why we're doing it, and that will help you be more effective. Does that make sense? Okay. Now let's crack on with what we're going to talk about today. But as always, I'm going to talk about why we're doing this. So why are we doing this, Nick? So for example, if I bring up my slides on here, and we're going to look at sales velocity, as I said, the supercharging our sales today. And one of the things that we want to look at is why we're interested in what in the online courses. Why am I interested in online courses? Well, it's funny you should ask me that. As I said, I come from a background of not only technology, but of consulting, also education. I was a college lecturer. And for me, nothing makes me happier than going to help somebody improve their business, to improve their lives so that they can be more successful for themselves, their family, those around them. That's what I live for. And so, if you have a look at the projected figures for 2030, for example, on this particular slide, 848 billion US dollars as identified as a projected figure for the global market for online courses. I mean, it's really it's going to skyrocket in terms of what is available, and you can create your courses on there too. I mean, you may do it for a number of reasons. You may, for example, have got hospital bills to pay, your mortgage to pay. You've got your kids to put through school. There's a number of reasons. You want to change your career. You want to go and have a time of your life when you're still able-bodied to be able to start a new career and live a different lifestyle. One of the things that I want to look for, and overall, I think it sums everything up. For me, it's about having financial freedom. I want to go and be able to work. I still want to work hard, and I want to do it on my terms, when I want, from where I want. And that's my aim for this time next year. Instead of sitting in the cold in the UK in December time, I want to be in a warm place, enjoying my time, still working, but being able to enjoy life that much more. That not much to ask. Well, it's hard to get there, but I will get there. Now, let's have a look at what we have today in terms of supercharging our sales. And first thing I want to look at is the idea of identifying high potential prospects. Now, we looked at this in marketing elements last time, right? Um, we want to look at who you're targeting in terms of your messages, and are you likely to convert them? Um, and also have a look at the quality of prospects, not the quantity. I think that's very important. For example, if we have a look at the, um, the information that we looked at in terms of the marketing, if you are getting an audience of people you can help, that's great. Of people who have the problem that you can help solve. You remember we talked about this? They have a problem that they cannot or will not solve for themselves, and you can. Great. Okay. Well, tick, tick. What else does there need to be? They need to be in a position to see that they have a problem that you can help with, and that they are willing to invest into getting the solution. Without that buy-in, without that investment, you don't get a sale. Or you need to persuade them that you have the answer and it's worth investing because here are all the benefits laid out. Remember? Benefit rich messaging. So I want you to actually have a think about that is you need to identify, and again, we talked about this before, about your ideal client avatar, about what your ideal client looks like, or where they hang out, where they shop, what sort of phones do they have, what sort of car do they drive, what sort of house do they live in, what type of family situation do they have, what sort of socioeconomic group they are in. And I want you to go and get, yes, the low hanging fruit, but also think about your ideal target market and make sure that you have your strategy aimed towards them. So all the things that you do lead towards getting in front of those people so that they are more likely to go and invest into you because they see the value of your product or your service. That's the idea. And whenever you're doing, courses, or whether you're selling, a gizmo, you're selling a mobile phone, or you're providing a service, uh, you have to find the right people to put your message or your product or your service in front of them for them to say, yes, I want this, and then click, or, you know, uh, get ready their investment. It's not about the numbers. It really isn't about the numbers. It's about the quality of your message. It's not about the number of adverts you use. If you use social media, it's not about the number of posts that you make. It's about what you say in those posts, how you say it, and where you post it. So that if you are able to actually narrow down who your target market is, you know where they hang out, you know that, for example, you're more likely to get them on Facebook rather than Instagram, for example, then focus on Facebook. But focus in the right way. Is it going to be paid adverts? Is it going to be going to groups where they allow people to go and advertise their wares, and then go and advertise? In some groups, they don't. But in those groups, if you want to hang out there, be the expert, be the authority, always help people. Give first, give in advance first. if people get value from you, not only are they going to take you more seriously, they're going to listen to you, and they're going to be intrigued as to who you are, where you're coming from, and what else you can do to help them. Okay, so it's all about quality of your messaging, quality of your niche finding, quality of your identifying your target markets, and so on. It's all about quality. All right. Now, in terms of the message, we talked about the message and so on, and I also touched on the idea of creating an irresistible offer, an offer that's too good to turn down. How many of you, during the sales that have been on, for example, with, I think every country has Black Friday sales, don't they now? Or Cyber Monday sales. People want to sell, whichever country you're in. It's not just necessarily North America. And think about some of the adverts or the information that you received through, whether it be on the TV, whether it be on social media, whether it be from word of mouth. Hey, there's a fantastic sale on this. What they're trying to do is to give you an irresistible offer. And that's very important, because how else are you going to persuade people that this is value, that it's you're trying to engage the part of the brain which says, oh, this sounds great, this is exactly what I'm looking for, and it's got all of these extra bits as well. So for example, if I create a course and I want to go and sell it, well, that's great. But also, in addition to the course, I'm going to offer possibly a one-to-one mentoring service, a one-off strategy call at the beginning of, when you actually bought it, where I give you a link. You can actually book a time that suits you to have a chat with me, for example. Other things I could do is to give you access to previous courses that I've run. Yeah, and one of the things that um, it is very important to know is that it has to be the right offer for the right people, offering the right things at the right time. And this is where the value proposition comes in. Is that if, for example, they have a problem, but they do not see your solution as solving their problem, then that doesn't work, does it? You've got to be able to show and to prove that your solution, your service, your product, your course is going to help them get across their problem, to solve it, so that they can see the benefits of their problem going away, and they can see that they can move on in their lives in whatever else they're trying to do. And you've got to really look at the audience's core needs. You've got to really know who your audience is and be able to drill down and understand that. And how do you do that? Market research. Talk to people. Uh, Ask your friends, especially if you've got friends, for example, I have, who run small businesses, who, I became friends with them through either Toastmasters or other places, or even they could be my clients, and then they become friends. Ask them for advice. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you? They act as a focus group. They're always willing to help, because they know the value that they've gained by knowing you, and they're always going to give you their opinion. Now, the more people you ask, or and the more information you have, ask the right questions, and you'll get answers that are more valuable to you. But also remember, you are your own CEO. You are the CEO of your own business. You decide ultimately how you go about things. But do not necessarily fly in the face of all the market research that you've done. If people are telling you, hey, I didn't really get that, I didn't really understand it, then take note and ask them why. What did they understand by it? How? Try and delve deeper so that you understand better, so that you can create your adverts or your messages even more pointed, even more directed, even more with even more clarity. Okay. Now, sales funnel optimization. This is a fun one. Okay. Let me just get back onto here. This is a fun one, and what I want you to do is to think about this on. One of the things that you may have heard of before in marketing is the AIDA model, which is the attention, interest, etc., etc. So it's very simple. AIDA. This one here is slightly different, but it's still traditional. Okay, so it's still traditional in terms of what we actually is that we have this situation. You have a traditional marketing funnel. And the reason why it's called a funnel is it starts off big at the top and narrows down. Why is that? Well, most of the time, if you attract 100 people who know you, chances are not all 100 are going to buy from you straight away, right? Um, Out of those people, maybe 30 of them may not be interested at all. This is not for them. Maybe 30% of them, uh, again, might be interested, but not right now. Others want more information. They're not sure. They're not sure about what they. There's a number of things in there. So that's why it's a funnel. So what happens is that if you can actually find out how many people are coming into your funnel through social media or physical means, whether it's phone calls or whether it's emails or whether it's word of mouth, or how many people are coming in, and then what stage are they at, where do they go, do they drop off anywhere? And this is where the previous slide comes into play, which is the diagnosing and fixing of leaks in your current sales process. Try and find out, for example, if you get 1,000 people coming in to one part of the funnel, but then they all drop off at a particular stage. Why is that? Is it the right people that you're targeting? Is it the right market? Is it the right product? Is it the right messaging? Is that particular stage flawed? For example, with a piece of tech, it's quite easy to go and hemorrhage, people and send them to a page that doesn't exist. For example, it happens all the time. That's why you've got to get your tech right. But it's not just the tech, but it's the steps in your process, making sure that things are set up properly. Don't just assume things. Check and keep checking regularly. Even get somebody to help you with this as well. So there's a number of things that we can do with this. Okay. So it's really important that you understand that this is a traditional funnel, and think about your steps. Actually, create a sales process for you and your business. You know your business. Okay, what are the steps? What has worked in the past? How can you tweak it to then try and make it better and increase the interest, but also increase the conversions as well? Okay. Now, on this next slide, um, I'm just going to come off this again. Okay, so Karen, can you hear me? Okay. I don't know whether that was a temporary thing on YouTube. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, look, for complete. Thank you for completeness. What I'll do is I'll just go back one slide and just recap what I was saying on there previously. Bear with me. Worked for them. Remember last week or the week before, we talked about A/B testing, testing your marketing. For example, for 1 week, use advert number A. For the second week, use advert B. So which one gets more responses? Which one gets more impressions? Which one resonates more? Which one makes somebody go click? I want to find out more. So that part of the process, you're analyzing what helps you make the sales, and that's what that particular things that I want to do is to encourage you to have communities, encourage you to have a blog where you can actually, have an email list and send them um, a weekly email or a monthly email to be able to actually go and have programs and have special events and have offers and discounts. For example, my new course is coming out. I'm looking for 10 people to go and beta test it. Now, normally it's going to be $1,997, but for you, I'm going to say to you, the first 10 people, I'm going to offer it to you, not only the actual beta course, but then the completed course. I'm going to offer it for you for $497. Now, what I'm actually doing there is giving somebody the ability to go and contribute, because I know them, because they're already my customer. They want to give back, and they're happy to give back because they've seen the value that I've given them, and they feel good that they're contributing to the community. They feel a part of it. They feel as though they're on a journey, and they're not on their own. They're not in their own silo. They're going together. Okay, that's the start of a community, isn't it? And so with that kind of community, those kind of beta testing, special offers, sales, for existing customers who have previously bought a particular course. Well, okay, so for the rest of the December, this course for you is discounted to half the level of investment, 50% off. How about that? Okay, so you're giving them the ability to benefit because they are part of your community. And this kind of thing will help encourage them. Find out who they are, find out what they're interested in, and as you find out more of those things, you will be able to curate a program, and a set of tactics, and an overall strategy in order to help retain your customers. One of the things about retaining your customers means is, if you've bought one of my courses on how to create Groove pages and Groove funnels, great. Now, if you're interested in the courses side of things, brilliant. Well, I've got an upsell for you. I've got it for half price, or I've got the ability to say to you, hey, I've got a course on how to sell items on Groove. I've got a course on how to go and present online, so that you can actually take brilliant videos as part of your online courses. There's a number of things that I can do on there, and that's all of the right hand side of this uh, particular funnel that I'm showing you right now. And one of the most important ones, and if you introduce anybody to the community, then you get a reward, whatever that reward is. So if somebody jumps onto one of my training courses, then you get X number of dollars or X number of credits towards your next item, or a free gift. That free gift could be a follow-up course, a strategy session for you, and any number of things. What is going to get the juices flowing for your existing customers, for them to tell the truth, because their experience, you're not putting words in their mouth. You want them to go and evangelize to their friends, to their networks, so that they can spread the word. You want to encourage them to say, I want to give you an opportunity that I've taken. I've had this success from it. I think you can benefit. Here it is. Here's a link, or it's up to you. It's not a sales job. You're not asking them to sell on your behalf. You're asking them to tell people the truth, what impact it has had on you and your business, and then give give them the ability to make their own mind up. And that way, it's not a direct sell. You're allowing the person receiving the information the ability to make up their own mind, and to see and to figure out and to work out that this is a great irresistible offer that is in front of them. This is not a sales job. I don't want to sell. It's hard. It's easier to go and place a wonderful 5-course meal, 5-star Michelin restaurant meal in front of somebody. You can't control whether they're going to eat it or not, or whether they're going to like it or not. But what you can do is to create the best meal you can, put it in front of them, and then stand back. That's what you have to do. And then if you've done your work right, if your quality of your service, quality of your products and courses are very good, valuable, and people see that, then you will have that success. They see the benefits. They see the outcomes. They don't care, for example, what the course does or how it does it. They care about the results they're going to get from it. That's the big thing you need to bear in mind. Well, I can tell you from my experience in education, in the technical world, the world of technical sales and consulting, and in the world of selling licenses and other things, there always has to be urgency because most of the time it's hard for people to change. And if you can think about this, I worked in the corporate world where I created a $1 million consulting business for a number of years straight from zero, by the way. Uh, but most of the time, the customer, even if they knew that they had a problem, even if they knew that our our software and our services can help them implement this, and they can see the benefits, even knowing all of these things, they're still reluctant to pull the trigger, to change, to go and uh, uh, purchase it and implement it. Why is that? Um, Human beings often do not like change. And for businesses, especially in the corporate world, especially, it's harder to change. It's very difficult for a lot of businesses to change. Now, from your point of view, first of all, you may be selling to the general public, or you may be selling to solopreneurs, you may be selling to businesses. Okay. And for each one of those, you may have to adopt a slightly different approach. Remember, and one of the things I always keep saying is that if I'm selling technology, I don't talk about tech to people. I talk about the benefits to them, and also the tech world, all of this, all of the things that we're doing here. It's not about the tech. It's not about how much, how many photos I can put on a phone, or how much memory a laptop has. It's about how it impacts the person, and also, this is the key. It's about communicating with other humans. It's about people. All of this is about people. How will it make them feel? They will make an emotional decision in terms of buying. And then, more often than not, they'll justify it with a logical explanation or reason. They buy on emotion, they justify it with logic. Okay? So, if that's the case, if you're able to actually go and give them the benefits to them, how their life, whether in their personal or professional world, will be better off by purchasing your course, your product, your service, then great. Okay, how are you going to describe it? Visualize it. Show them videos. Show them pictures. Show them things that they can actually, or even use language. And this is one of the things I said about speaking. Have the ability to tell a story. The story about, for example, I have a client. They were struggling with X, Y, and Z. And what they were able to do is when they made one small change, things were different for them because now they realized that they had more time to serve their customers, and as well as increasing their number of customers, so that their existing customers felt um they were being valued, they were treated properly, there was a loyalty going both ways, and they themselves then increased the number of customers they had because they were getting more referrals. And so it's about people, it's about the relationships that you build with people. It's not just about funnels and courses and all of this it's about relationships. And this is where creating a community helps. And also, what you want to do is you want to have the ability to show them value. Now, for example, what does this have to do with scarcity? Scarcity means that I've got 5 places on the next course I'm doing. And suddenly, hey, I like this. Now, if I actually said to you at the start of the webinar, I've got five places on this webinar, on my next course. No, I need to do some different legwork. Don't I need to actually explain to you what it is, what the issues are, what does it resonate with you? I need to get you involved and bring you in so that I can then present something to you. Okay, so and there are times when in webinars or in videos or whatever it is, there comes a point whereby the people who are in the room are the ones who are still interested. They are more likely to buy. And if they can see value, if they can see an irresistible offer, then they are much more likely to go and pull the trigger. So give them the scarcity, give them a number of places. And, for example, the first 3 action takers, I'm going to give a special bonus. The first 3 action takers in the room today, I'm going to give them this bonus. As soon as you've actually filled out the forms and purchased the course, I want you to, put type into the chat, I'm in. Oh, I love that. I love competition. I want to be in. I want to be in. I'm competitive. I want to be in. And also, I want that extra thing that you're giving me, that extra, for example, extra access, VIP access, the ability to have 3 months extra support after the course. There's any number of things that you can add on there, and to encourage people to go and pull the trigger now. Because if they leave it for an hour, a day, a week, chances are they're not going to go and buy. So you've got to go and encourage them, and with the urgency as well. The scarcity and the urgency. Yeah, give them a schedule, give them a time. At midnight tonight, Eastern time, we are closing this deal. Half an hour after the end of this webinar, we are closing this. You want to drive people to action. This deal, okay, you know what? This is the deal. It's wonderful. But those of you who purchase within the next half an hour, right now in the webinar, you get an extra bundle of joy, or we drop the price down by $350. Boom. So you're giving them the idea that, hey, the faster action takers win. Not only are they emotionally connected to you and they'll buy emotionally, but also they can justify it with logic. Hey, I got a bigger bundle. Hey, I got a bigger discount. and the benefits are even higher. The return on their investment will be even higher because they've got a better deal. One of the things that you can do is to have a book or a PDF or a something that you're selling for $7, $17, $47, $97, and then once they're into your funnel, once they bought that first product, you can actually say to them, "Hey, I've got this special course over here. Normally, it's $997 for you right now. This offer will not be repeated, by the way. We will not offer this to you again. I'm going to give this to you right now for 497. I'm going to cut it in half and offer it to you right now. If you want it, click this tick box and click on submit. That's it." And the reason for that is if they know you, they like you, they trust you enough to give you $97, they are much more likely to be able to see the value in something else you're offering. They already think a lot of you, and they are going to go and hit, yes, I want that as well. Okay, I don't think that that's too excessive, too ethical. I mean, if you have 17 different bumps and upsells and so that's a bit of overkill, right? But you can have two or three upsells and downsells. If they don't buy the bigger product, okay, offer them something smaller. They might go for that. Remember, you in your mind and in your heart know you are giving them something that helps them. You're not selling them the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Because it doesn't belong to you. You're not cheating anybody. You are giving them value. You are going to give them something that helps them. So therefore, you're only doing your job, and the rest is up to them. Okay, let's look at the follow up on this. Again, follow ups is very important. Remember, most of the time, people do not buy the first time they meet you. You may need in sales, it's widely known that on the eighth or the ninth interaction with them, they will actually, a lot of people buy whatever you're particularly selling. You have to nurture them. You have to send them an email. You have to give them information. You need to give them access to something. You need to give them a free gift. There's any number of ways that you can do this. The first touch, for example, if I'm going to the town hall, outside the town hall, and on a soapbox, and then just saying, "Hey, I'm offering this particular thing and this is going to change your life," most people will ignore me. But if I can actually get the right people in the right place in a quieter corner and explain to them what it is and follow up with them with this email sequence or with a Facebook group, for example, and get them to introduce themselves and, "Hey, welcome, so happy that you're here in our community," and so on, you get the idea. It's much more warmer. They feel safer. They feel more trust in you. And therefore, they are more likely, if you can follow up in a proper manner, they're more likely to go and buy your goods and services and courses. And so, yeah, and one of the things about the sequences is don't just make it like, thank you. I wouldn't make things very official unless I'm dealing with big companies. For most people, what I do is I normally write emails, even if they're sequenced emails, automated emails. I write them in a way that is conversational, engaging. It's the way I speak. So if they spoke to me, I mean, for example, the first thing I would say is, um, "Hi, Peter. How are you doing today? I hope you're well." Because that's the way I speak. That really is the way I speak. And I just, I've done it for so long now. It's just, I don't know whether it was me. I started off like that, or whether I got myself into it. But it's part of me. That's who I am. Anybody who knows me will tell you that I'm very polite. I'm, respectful, and I want to listen to what you have to say. That's it. That's the way I like to come across. And what I try to do and what I endeavor to do is to come across like that in any communication that I give. So any of these, whether it's automated or not, by the way. Okay. So that's very important. Following up on there. Isn't it? Um, the metrics are very, very important. There's a couple of reasons for this. If you do not know your metrics, then you do not know your business. You can't. So if I asked you, and imagine you make sales of $100,000 in 2023, and I say, right, which were the funnels or which were the areas in which you did well, and what was your return on any advertising that you made, or what was your the rate of conversion from uh, for prospects for one particular course that you ran or one particular service that you ran. If you're not able to tell me that, um, then there's an issue, and I'll tell you why. You we can talk about a number of marketing activities that you can run, but marketing is all about testing, measuring, analyzing, and then uh, um, uh, refining your activity. Don't if the marketing plan is I want a post that goes out on Facebook paid, and I've got $200 a day, and I'm going to run it for a month. Well, if you don't analyze what your results are from that, I mean, you may as well go and give Mark Zuckerberg a check for what is that, $6,000, 60,000. I can't even think. That's a lot of money to give away without actually knowing your numbers. You've got to be on top of it. You've got to go and look at, and it's not just paid adverts. It's any kind of interaction, because organic as well. Because what you've done is you've made the effort to go and create marketing materials. You've gone to the effort of creating visuals and videos and blogs and so on. Well, try things out. Try things out in two different ways and see which one resonates more. Is it the title? Is it the headline picture? Is it the landing page with different pictures for the hero section, for example? What works better? What resonates more? It may and you pick up on trends, and that will help you not only get your landing pages better, your copy better, your titles better, your thumbnails on YouTube, for example. You've got to be better at all of those and always aim to be 1% better in everything that you do, because sooner or later you're going to be twice as good as you were before, right? So it's always about progress. It's always about testing, and it's all about collecting information, analyzing it, refining your approach. Okay, that is very, very important. And this way, you can see what works. One of the things that we looked at in the previous slide, wasn't it? About the reason for that is that you've gone and found out what works, and then you've repeated it. You've right. If it works, then keep doing it. If it doesn't work, find out what the numbers are, and find out what went wrong, and then tweak things. Don't just throw it away and then, oh, social media is rubbish and it doesn't work. It's not about that. It's about learning. Okay. And do not get very emotional about this. It's, just go through. It's a process, but you will get better at that process the more you do it. Okay. Let's look at the summary of what we did today. We looked at high potential prospects, target the people that you want. Target the people with the disposable income that are going to be able to afford your high ticket items or your courses or your community, access to your community, for example. If you have a community whereby it's $10,000 for a year to go into your mastermind group, well, you're aiming for a certain type of people, aren't you? So go find them first and make sure you focus on their needs, what they understand, what they're looking for, and go ahead and be very, very targeted, be very precise and clear. Uh, create create offers, create irresistible offers, get your sales funnels and tweak them. Now, the two examples I showed you, very high level, but underneath, when we start looking at, if you look at, for example, in the Groove Asia 5-day challenges, we're going to look at funnels in probably February, I believe. And we're going to go deep down into creating a landing page. We're going to have a and 2, 3, or 4 steps as part of your funnel in order to actually go and deliver them something, whatever that something is, whether it's something that's paid, something that's free, or to give them access to a particular community or a mailing list, for example. So there are a number of steps in there, and you need to understand what those steps are. Uh, Scarcity and urgency, yeah, absolutely. If you don't add those two things, people will not change. People will not do it. They will take away what you've given them and go, oh, okay, that was interesting. Now, what am I having for lunch? You see what I'm saying? People forget very, very too easily. Follow-up formula, yeah, absolutely. You've got to follow up. You've got to keep in touch with them, have a CRM. Groove helps you with this. Groove is a great tool to actually go and keep in touch with people and give them your messaging. And it's fairly straightforward as well. And metrics, you need to measure it. Okay. It's very important that you measure. If you can measure it, you can impact it, and you can make it better. If you can't measure it, you don't know what's going on in your business, then how are you going to grow it and scale it? One of the things we're going to look at later on in the series is about scaling your business. But you need to know where your money comes from. You need to know where you're spending your money or your time. You need to know how successful your funnels are, and then go with the ones that are successful, learn from them. The ones which aren't, then go and tweak them in order to make them more successful. Okay, so lots of things to think about. I hope you've enjoyed today. Before I go, I want a couple of things for you. If you want to go and have a situation whereby you want to talk to people, talk to me, for example, one of the things that I do is to have a 30-minute consultation, which is totally free. So I put the link into the chat for that on there. And one of the things about this, let me just put it on the screen here. So that one there. So there's a link into the chat. So have a look at that. And also, we've got the events calendar coming up. So with this, what we have is, if I go to grooveasia.com/events, like that. And one of the things about that is that we've got, I'll put it into the chat as well. So one of the things that we have is the events page, and I'm just going to run you through taking action in your community to go and develop yourself and move on. That's it. That's what we're looking at here, folks. One of the things that I want you to do is to take control of you, your business, and then go and take action. If it's not the right thing, it's okay. But taking no action is definitely not going to help you, is it? So take some action, come to our events, have a look and see what else is there. We've got other GLUs running where Peter and Karen take you through their expertise. They show you the kind of things that they can do to help people. Go to our live events, go to our webinars, etc. And more than anything, reach out to us. And if there's any questions you want to ask, please just let us know. Other than that, I will see you next week. Take care. Have a brilliant time, but take action. And one of the things I want you to do is even just make sure that you take action every single day, even if it's one or two things. It's very important. Do not stand still. Okay? Otherwise, we'll see you there. We'll see you next week. Take it away, Simon.
Hi, this is Simon Liang with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with live sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.